everyone.
Hey guys, it's nice to see you again and welcome back to our channel. And if you're new and if this is the first time of you seeing our faces, hi, hello, you my friend, you look absolutely beautiful today.
So, to start off with, Happy New Year guys, we're finally in 2022, which actually feels a bit weird to say. I feel like 2021 has literally come and gone in like 5 seconds. But you know what, are we mad at that? Probably not, because we probably all wanted 2021 by now to be over with.
So without further ado, let's get into our first video of the year.
Literally the first video of the year. Spod. When you said spod, I was hearing wod because of what you said.
Shut up. 2021, what a year. Let me tell you what 2021 has taught me. One thing that I have learnt from 2021 that I'm going to take it to 2022, and it's my personal favourite saying, sometimes what you want is what you need, and what you need might not be what you want. And that's okay. And do you know why that's okay? I think it's okay because sometimes what we want might not be
a necessity.
Yeah, and then we get what we need.
Not what we thought we wanted.
And then it turns out, oh, actually,
I did want it.
Yeah, but you know what, it's not.
It's almost like letting it run its course before you really get to like the thought of it all.
And I think another thing, just like looking back, 2021 was
a blur.
I don't even remember I do not remember 2021 for the life of me.
I almost don't even remember the going into 2021.
No, absolutely not.
I don't remember the actual New Year's of it all.
If I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember January, February, March. I remember just about April.
Mind you though, January, February, March we was in
lockdown.
So it makes sense that we don't really, like, as in those whole months I was working from home.
You know, that's what we want to leave behind in 2022. We want to leave behind lockdowns. You know what, no?
On my life.
I kind of want another lockdown, that's a personal opinion.
Do you know what though? If I ever said I want another lockdown, I'd want another lockdown like lockdown 1.
Yeah,
because honestly, that was the only, out of all 3 lockdowns I think the UK has had, that was probably the only lockdown I feel like I was like thriving on and like not living my life to the fullest, because obviously you technically weren't, but like as in mentally, like I was there. I feel like by lockdown 2, 3 I was like slowly,
you were just over it.
Like what's the word? Oh,
shrinking.
Not even we'll go with shrinking, that's not the right word, but like not decomposing, but like that sort of.
Okay.
I don't know what the right word that I'm thinking of is, but like it's like my mental health was deteriorating.
Oh,
that's the word. That's the word. Not decomposing. Wow.
Oh wow.
That's why I was like, it's not decomposing, but it begins with a D. But yeah, like I feel like by lockdown 2, 3, my mental health, that's when it really like I felt it deteriorate in comparison to where I was at lockdown 1. So yeah, that's definitely one thing we wanna
bring with us.
Keep in December 31st.
No, but for this instance, like what I said, and for the lockdown, wow, for the lockdown, the first lockdown, best one. I didn't necessarily want it, but I never knew how much I needed it until I was in that situation.
And I think it almost allowed me to like take a step back on my life and like, literally like take things at a time, because I feel like I was slowly getting to a point where I was almost rushing life and like rushing everything. And this is both like personal, work life, social life, things like that. Like I felt like I was going really fast paced, and I do think lockdown really taught me like, look, you can slow down, you can take things a step at a time. Honestly, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. You know what? Those are just like, I don't even know what we said, but like literally, if we're looking at 2022, that's the only thing I'll bring me. Do you know one thing about 2022 that we all need to do? The biggest thing, I feel, not necessarily the biggest thing, but along the lines of the biggest thing, is faking it until you make it. And the main reason for that is the only way you can fake a lot of things in life, let's say for instance, you're not as confident as you want to be. I'm gonna go around the bubble of confidence. It's you have to pretend like you are the baddest person in this room. Baddest person in this room. Person everyone wants to be. And I realized, you know what? Confidence is so attractive because you look at them and they might not be, okay, I'm not saying someone's ugly, but they might not be the best looking person, but it's all about the way they carry themselves.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
And it's a bit like how like some people like have confidence in their style and what they wear. Like that to them brings them confidence and like their own personal attractiveness. It's like finding that thing for you and going off on that, because you might not feel the prettiest, and it's like you might not have something in specific that can make you feel the prettiest, but when something like within you, you know, is like the best thing of you, that almost brings out your confidence.
And going off that, it's also, what did you say? Confidence, cool. Sorry, I forgot. And going off that, it's also a case of don't care what other people think. If you want to wear XYZ but you think, oh, someone else is going to mock you or someone else is going to like, I don't know.
It's like the whole stigma around at the time with Crocs when they were like...
I was wearing Crocs before Crocs were even a thing.
No, I know, but I mean like you know how there was a point in time. I think Crocs were just deemed this thing that it was just like this ugly shoe that if you were caught dead in,
everyone's gonna cuss you out.
Literally, everyone's gonna come for your necks. It's like using that as an example. Yeah. Like, don't worry about that because if something works for you, it works for you, and who cares?
And that's
what
like
someone else has to say.
And that's like what you were saying with confidence. It's how you wear it.
Yeah, like you know what will bring you confidence. Like some girls wear makeup on a night out, and like they go from feeling like a 4 to literally feeling like a 20, and to them that's what brings them their confidence. And I'm not saying everyone's thing will be something physical. It might be something within you, but just find it out what it is and like use it to your advantage.
Like I said, just fake it till you make it.
Just don't get cocky or like conceited, because then that's when you become an ugly person.
Yeah.
So moving on, we have like a schedule. Is
take it away.
But moving on to like goals and planning, but not planning.
What 2021 has also taught us, sorry, you can't actually plan for things.
Yeah, like as in...
You can have a rough estimate.
You can plan, but it doesn't mean it will happen how you've planned.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, in terms of this section, in terms of like goals, it's sort of like putting things into perspective and like laying them out, but not necessarily giving it a time in the day. Like you know you're going to do it, but you'll get to it when you get to it. Very, very simple, but probably very also effective, is having like, I want to call it a healthy balanced diet. And when I say that, I don't mean like you only eat vegetables, you only eat salads. Like I don't mean it in that sense. I mean it in terms of today would be a great day for you to go.
Sorry, ambulance.
But yeah, I don't mean it in the sense of like you have to literally eat all the foods that are considered healthy. Like I genuinely mean it like, think of the little, you know, the little plate that's got like...
The eat well plate, yeah.
Like
the picture, like you see the picture now.
Like, everyone knows that plate, but like look at it in that perspective. And also drink a lot of water. And I know I'm not always the best person to say it because I'm not the biggest water drinker.
I'm glad you know.
But if I say it, then I'm admitting it, which means I can...
It's the first step to a change.
Exactly, which means I can start working towards it. Anyways, moving on with that, like sort of connecting with that, is also your sleeping schedule and sort of giving yourself a good sleeping schedule, and not every single day. And yes, it's going to feel like shade here. Not every single day going to sleep at 5 in the morning or going to sleep at 2 in the morning. And again, it's not to say there's not a few days in a week that doesn't happen because you might have just been out that night sort of thing, but try to give yourself a good 8 hours of sleep. And no, this doesn't mean you go to bed at 5 in the morning and then count 8 hours from there. I do not mean that. I mean go to bed at a decent time.
I love how she's calling me out.
And have your 8 hours of sleep. Because honestly, I think the more you do that, the more refreshed you'll start to feel. And yeah, to start off with, you're probably still going to wake up being really tired, but that's just because your body also isn't in that mindset yet. And then once it does, it will start to naturally feel more rested. Next one is sort of spending time alone. And again, might be very daunting, very like scary almost in the beginning to do, because I'll be honest, like I don't particularly enjoy always going out and about on my own. But I think it's only scary the initial bit, like as in like taking the step out of your house and closing the door. Like in that instance, it starts to feel a bit daunting. But then once you're actually like out there and like doing stuff, you always start to enjoy your own company. I know there's a few times I've gone like Westfields on my own, and when I'm first going, I'm like, oh, it feels a bit weird like going out on my own and not going to meet someone when I'm there. But then when I'm actually there and like actually on my own, it kind of gives you time. And it's gonna sound weird, but it gives you time to talk to yourself and like think to yourself. Sometimes you just don't want to talk, you just want to be on your own, and that's fine, and it's actually good. Just don't do it all the time, because then that may lead into a really bad spiral, and you also don't want that. Something that some people do that not everyone does is starting a workout routine. Now this doesn't necessarily mean it has to be like a gym setting. It can also just be in your own house, but yeah, try to be more consistent on it. Try to set like goals that you know are realistic. So I don't know if you've all heard of the SMART thing, but what it basically stands for is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. then the next thing is vision boards. This is more obviously for people that are like visual learners or like visual understanders. Sometimes they like having a visual board where they can like pin stuff kind of thing. And
like Pinterest.
Yeah, almost like Pinterest. So it could either be Pinterest as in on the app, or Pinterest but that you literally make a very like a live pin board where you actually pin stuff to it. But sometimes like those do tend to help, especially like I said, especially for like visual learners and whatnot.
Yes. Yes, we're getting into that, yes.
Or like there's self-help books, which again will slap a few pictures of ideas of books for you to use. But maybe see if there's any of these books that are on audio books, because again, some people like listeners and like audio, what's the word? Audio people, like they'd rather hear it rather than having to read it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Some people, like I'm personally not, like if someone's reading something to me, I like to read along with what they're reading, otherwise it doesn't really register to me. And then also like podcasts and videos of people that are in this realm of topics kind of thing. It's quite nice to listen to like podcasts and just almost like, for instance, on the train, instead of listening to music, you can listen to something that will give you like almost a sense of calmness, like from the morning, rather than drill or rap or grime going on in your ear at 7 in the morning.
Or it can also like motivate you and push you through the day.
Yeah, exactly, things like that. But in terms of like podcasts, not necessarily I'm going to give an exact podcast in itself. It's more like breathing exercises, very much targeted, I want to say, at people that might have suffer with anxiety, not necessarily depression, but like mild depression. But it's almost like meditation in a way, but like audio and not physical, where you literally go into like yoga and stuff. It's those things that sort of help you calm down your breathing, like especially if you're getting like really panicky, or if you're like going almost like on the build up of having a panic attack. It's things that can very easily bring you back down, just like just literally like in like 10 minutes, because there's been audios that I've listened to when I've been feeling like really anxious and like really panicky, and it's literally brought me from like a 10 all the way like back down to a 0. So I do think it's things that's worth trying out, and it might not work to everyone, it might not be everyone's taste, but I do think if you don't, until you try it, you can't knock it kind of thing. But yeah, that's my little segment done. Take it away.
So very quickly, before I get into my section, so when she was talking about goals, let's talk about us, for instance. Let's say this year we'd love to travel. We'd love to travel together, so you know what, we'd put it down there. Or for instance, in our jobs or our work life, we want to be like, hey, we want to earn X amount of money a month, you know, just something like that, just to keep us really focused and goal orientated. And then in terms of social media, social media, I don't know, I don't think we have necessarily a specific goal, but if we were to have like a specific goal, you know.
If you were to hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, you know, 100,000k. No, you know what?
100,000k.
1 million. Gotta aim high. No, I'm kidding. But
be smart.
I'm gonna be smart and realistic. Realistically speaking, you know, I feel like we can hit like 500 this year, and if we do, then great. If we don't, then it's okay, because it just wasn't our time.
Wasn't meant for us.
Maybe 10k, 1k, 500,000k. You know, I'm not picky. I'm not too fast, because
either one works.
Whatever we get works, because it's all a case of we're doing something we love and something we enjoy, you know, and I'm guessing
I think that's important.
Like as well.
Yeah, that's important as well. It's like finding something that you like doing and doesn't feel like a chore, or doesn't feel like a force to do, because once it starts to become like one, you're no longer going to have the energy to kind of want to do it, sort of thing.
Okay. You guys ready for this big one? This big section. It's not even a big section, but you ready for the big one? Manifestation and manifesting stuff. And I know this, for some people, it's a touchy subject.
It's a hit or miss, or
like,
no, love it or hate it.
I think one thing, and I'm not here to explain it to you because there are different types of videos, but I'm going to briefly give you a quick rundown. There are 4 steps to it, 4 major steps, and obviously manifesting is all about the law of attraction. It's what you put out into the energy is what you're going to get. Energy, what you put back into the world is what you're going to get back. So
it's a bit like karma, I guess, in a way.
So literally, it's basically asking, believing, working hard for it, and receiving, and that's basically an everyday life if you think about it.
Yeah, when you think about it, it applies to your general life.
Yeah. Let's say, for instance, I want a house. I mean, I don't, but like, instance. So let's say
with 3 bedrooms.
Yeah, 3 bedrooms, like the dream lifestyle. You know, I can sit here and tell you what my dream lifestyle is, but that's not what we're here for. Let's say that. So I've asked for it, saying, you know what, not necessarily saying I want, and that's the key thing. You don't say I want or
I wish.
You know, yeah. It's more of a I am or I have, you know. And if you're gonna do it in the present tense. Say like, oh, I have this house with 3 bedrooms, ceiling to floor ratio, you know, looking outside Manhattan.
2 bathrooms.
I don't know why I said Manhattan, but that seemed like the best thing to describe. You know, 2 bathrooms, you got a little not entrepreneur, what's the thing? The downstairs people, the doorman. You got the doorman
concierge.
people. That's the word, concierge.
That's the rest of my decomposed.
Concierge, you know. Yeah, I've got all of that.
Porter.
Exactly. And you have to really put into your mindset, I already have it. Because once you already have it, this is the key tip. You have to let it go. And what I mean by that is
you stop thinking about it.
You stop thinking about it. Obviously you think about it, but like you stop thinking about it on a constant, because the more you start to think about what you don't have or what you want, you're less likely to get it. So you know, you let go, you put it out into
the universe
or God, whatever you believe in, you put it out there, and then just know you're already going to receive it. And I think another thing with manifestation and manifesting your dream life, because I'm going to tell you how you can manifest your dream life. We're going to get there, but we're not there yet, but I'll tell you. One key thing is your mindset, and sweet Lord, I can tell you a lot about your mindset. Like, do you ever wonder, for instance, why positive people always seem to get the best in life? It's always because they know the best is yet to come.
It's like not living in a, like always being constantly unhappy.
Yeah.
Then you're basically asking.
You're basically repelling it when
life.
you think about it, yeah. And that's one thing that the law of attraction and that whole section or area in life is big on, is gratitude, because you have to be grateful and content with what you have in order for you to get to the next step, because without that then...
And do you know what? Like Selena Gomez said, kill him with kindness.
Exactly.
Because why like choose, not necessarily violence, but like aggression, things like that. Why choose that route when you can just like ignore it and continue being like your kind self? Because the more bad vibes and bad energy that you put out there, eventually that's all you're going to receive back.
And then you're going to sit and wonder why
literally, then you're going to sit in your room facing the wall or facing your mirror, staring at yourself, being like, oh well, why does this only happen to me, and blah blah blah.
You're so negative and you get so consumed by all that negativity, and it's like
eventually that's all you're gonna know.
I promise you, change your mindset
and your surroundings. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like the people you surround yourself with.
That's very true, because the people you're friends with determine who you are.
Yeah, and it's like either lie or whatever you may believe in that sense. It's real out there. As much as you might not believe in it like deeply, like you don't need to believe in it strongly to be aware that it exists.
You know, so just like once you change all of that, even it doesn't have to be drastic. Even if you change little things, you'll start to see little changes, and then life will start to work in your favor. Another way, I guess, to get this is more for those that want to do it this way, because there are different ways how to manifest things. Let me tell you how to manifest your dream life or things you want. Because have I done it? Most likely. I say affirmations. For me, I have like a love-hate relationship. I'm not too fast on affirmations, but also be very careful what you say, because have you noticed, going back to when I said like I am, it's like they're very big on that, because
it's always like saying like be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, because you just might get it.
Literally. Because
have you heard those, like, no disrespect to any of them, but have you heard those rappers have died earlier before their time? It's because when you actually listen to their words that they've written in their song, it's like, I'm gonna die before this and that, but they've already started saying I am, and it's like you've put it out there already. You know, just very mindful. Jinx. Be very mindful on what you're gonna say. And I'm gonna tell you one main tip that has actually worked for me. I'm a living proof. I'm not saying don't believe all these other people, but I am living proof. I actually found out about the law of attraction and all of this back in like 2018, I think 2017, 2018. And one thing I did take from it was scripting. I normally script in a present tense of something I want to achieve or want to gain, and then write it out. So one big example I'm going to use is my car, my little baby.
Vehicle.
Yes, because I remember, I'm gonna put like screenshots on the screen, not of exactly what I said, but different sections. I made sure I was specific, and that's one thing you have to be so specific. Like you dot the I's,
cross the T's.
Dot the I's, cross the T's, you know, you have to be so specific with what you're saying, because if you're not, how do you expect to get it? Think of it like a shopping cart or like your online shopping. You're literally, you know what you want, and you're being specific, putting it into your basket.
Like, no, I was going to say, when you're shopping, when you go on like filter and you specify like you specify your size, you specify if it's a dress, the colour you want, the price point you want,
maybe the design even,
the brand, if it's from a shop that sells multiple brands.
For instance.
Basically, you're looking at it like that.
You know, just in retrospective terms, layman's terms, whatever, you have to be so grateful for what you already have in order to achieve more or gain more. Because otherwise, I promise you, hand-heartedly, or
hand on heart,
you know, you're going to get a big slap across the face from the universe or whatever you believe in. You're going to get the biggest slap across the face, and you're going to be standing there thinking, why?
You feel like a mug.
Honestly. Okay, so this little bit, this is us giving you another way of how you can manifest your dream. You know what, because what I realised is a lot of us don't have dream lives or dream jobs, but we have a dream lifestyle we want to live. But it's not knowing how to do it, for instance. So one way that we thought we'd show you to help you guys out is writing a letter to our future selves, basically explaining in a sense that we already have it or what we hope to gain, and then from there we're gonna come in a year's time. We're gonna come back and then we will.
It'll always be like a checklist. Like in a year's time, we'll feel like a checklist to say, oh, we've achieved now this, this, and this, or we're still working towards this kind of thing.
So what we're gonna do? We're gonna write the letter.
The letter.
We're gonna write the letter out, and then we're gonna come back to you. So just enjoy this time lapse of us writing the letter out. Okay, we're back. Here it is. Obviously it's blurred, but like
you can read right now.
You get the drift. You know, we wrote a letter to ourselves for future self, us in a year's time. We're gonna come back and read it to you because we did a lot of question.
It's basically very question based and very what we've got right now.
And like kind of our, not necessarily our goal, like a bit of goals. Say, hey,
it's
this
half
is what we
goal, half like what we would like to have achieved by the time we read this.
We're gonna press send in 3, 2, 1. Send to the future, and it's gone.
So guys, that now brings us to the end of this week's video.
You know, I'm hoping you take everything we said to a leveling point. You know, because we do mean well. If we've said anything that
become offensive,
then that sounds very personal to me. You know, that sounds like a you problem. But anyways, you know, we just really hope you enjoyed our video, and just be sure to subscribe to our channel, because this year I feel I have like good faith that this year is our year. And you know, I'm not gonna say, but what if it isn't, because then that's putting negativity out, and I don't do negativity as well. A prime example. This year, let's do a little manifestation together. This year we are going to be big. Not necessarily big. Let me rephrase that. We are going to do very well this year. Word. Do you have anything else to add?
We're going to be very successful.
We're going to be very successful. Word. We're going to have a lot of people that love our personality and love our friendship, and nothing bad's going to come our way. Word.
In Jesus' name.
Amen. Anyways, just make sure you subscribe to our channel, because we really appreciate it and we appreciate you. You know what? Just subscribe to find out what we've got coming along, because
exactly.
What's not clicking? Just subscribe. Just press the button. You know you want to.
And in turn, once you've done that, make sure to press the little bell, because that turns on our post notifications, which lets you know when we have uploaded a video.
Because we're not something about us, we're not too strong on timekeeping sometimes, but we do our best.
We have like a time period where we're like really good,
and then
it goes boom.
Apart from that, or alongside that, I should even say, is to follow our social media so you can keep up to date with what we do in our lives.
Even
though we don't do much, but whatever we do.
Do you know what though? This is the year that
content. I promise you, this is the year. This is the year I am doing content. Because last year, I swear to you, I only posted like 2 Instagram pictures, and I'm telling you. Do you know what? So you know, I can't really be telling you to do this. So this is the year. Oh, I'm actually gonna try. You know, sorry, that's beside the point. We'll get into that in a whole entirely different video. Maybe we should do a video on how we take off pictures. You know, I've said it. It's there. It's done. We're gonna do it. Okay. She's like, Anyways.
I mean, we have to actually do it.
But yeah, just follow our social medias for more of us, which is here on the screen, or will also be linked down below for your entertainment purposes only, friends. But you know, we will see you guys next week. Bye.